So, things on my mind right now. Ron Sherwood, actually starting to write or record my experience with this plan that I have that by the end of the year, this right now is end of July 2019, and my plan is to be working for myself by the end of the year or the beginning of next year. Going to be selling stuff at eBay, Amazon, stuff like that, flipping things. Not really what I want to do necessarily. I like doing some of it, but it's more of being able to do videos and be able to reach people, and this is more of what I'm trying to do than that. But it's all a plan of getting me to be on my own. That's the whole goal. I'm 50 years old this year, and I'm tired of working for other people, and I'm just ready to be on my own, and I need to. And one guy, Pete Cabrera Jr., that I'll probably end up referring to him a lot, he had mentioned about how he ended up putting a notice in on his job and to do full-time ministry and do whatever God has called him to do. And basically the same thing was with me, not necessarily doing full-time ministry per se, but the big thing is that I'm doing is I want to record these videos because I want, partly for me, to encourage myself and keep myself encouraged while I'm doing this, partly to have it kind of, well, because I really felt like that's what I'm supposed to do. I really feel like that's what the Lord called me to do, is to record this experience. And truthfully, I have been holding off on doing this. I'm driving back from Home Depot right now, so I'm like trying to watch the road. But I really feel like, and I messaged this in a message that I gave a couple of weeks ago, that is kind of interesting, that I don't remember even where I heard it right now for the first time, but it's like the things that you fear most. I know one person I heard say this is Gary Vaynerchuk, who I started listening to recently. He's got a lot of good information. But anyway, one of the things I've heard him say, and that I know this to be true, and I've seen this in my own life, is those things that seem to be that you're the most afraid of doing are the things that you need to be doing. So it's like those things in your life that's like, man, I really don't want to get in front of people. I really don't want to. I feel like I want to start writing, but I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to go into this industry. I'm really afraid I'm going to fail if I do this, or it's like whatever those things are that you're really afraid of. Ironically, public speaking is one of those ones that I had. I would be where I loved attention when I was younger and would do things to get attention, be the center of attention, be in front of a crowd or whatever. Then when I get in front of people, like to speak at school or whatever, I'd freak out, and I was like all nervous what everybody was saying. One thing I did learn that helped me in college, I think is where I learned this, is that if you know your topic and you really know what you're going to discuss and you know it well, then a lot of the nervousness goes away, and which is one of the things that I found to be true. However, all that being said, this is an issue that I have of getting on, doing these videos, just being exposed, or allowing myself to be on camera and where anybody in the world can see it, has been something that I've been afraid of doing. But at the same time, I feel called to, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's like the more I keep on feeling like that's what I'm supposed to do, the more that I keep on feeling like I don't want to do it. And I really think there's something to that. whether you believe in that from a spiritual sense or not, I feel like we all have a calling on our lives that God gives us when He made us, and we all have a destiny and things we do. Whether we follow God or not, I feel like He still put that in us as part of who we are. But all that being said, I just got done moving a couple of weeks ago, and that was like a big pain. I really wasn't excited about that, and I moved a whole house by myself. I have help from my kids, but getting back to trying to do things in this business stuff I'm trying to do now, it's really been hard for me to focus on anything. Get done doing a full-time 50-hour-a-week job, and then I get home, and of course my room's kind of a mess and cluttered and whatever, which doesn't help. And I'm just like, I don't feel like doing anything oftentimes, and I keep talking to myself, saying, all these negative things about, not saying negative things, but just feeling negative, feeling like not doing anything, feeling like quitting, all this kind of stuff. And that's why I'm doing this, because one of the things that I've found is and another thing too is I really don't have people to talk to right now. So, as far as that, people that are in the same kind of line of thinking of me, as far as seeking after being successful or just seeking after being excellent and doing that kind of things in my life, is something that I have people in my life, but it's just I'm not at a point where I have a relationship with people that I really feel like is going to give me what I need in that regard. So when I talk, or when I'm praying, or sometimes sharing with other people, sharing things that are going on, when I'm doing that, it actually, I'm encouraging myself, because I know all of the desires and whatever that I have, that I'm trying to accomplish, and the all of the buzzwords, that's not probably the right way of saying it, but all the things that I would use to encourage somebody. When you're sitting there and you're dealing with stuff yourself, and you don't feel like doing it yourself, and you don't have somebody to kind of talk you out of it or talk you into it, whichever is the case, it's hard. And you don't have anybody else that is more encouraging than yourself, other than listening to people. A lot of people that I've listened to, Tony Robbins, I've listened to Gary Vaynerchuk, I listened to Grant Cardone and some of these guys, and there's a lot of Christian people that I've listened to for years, but it's just a different thing. A lot of it's not as much directly focused on giving you steps and whatever. It's more of relating to things it says in Scripture and stuff like that, which is fine, and I like that, but one person that I do listen to that is a little more specific, I think, in a lot of things, is John Bevere, and he's got some really good stuff. A book called Relentless that I've read before. But anyway, I'm not going to make this go on and on. But the big thing that I'm trying to say is the fact that I'm doing this to encourage myself, ironically. By me sitting there getting on here and talking, basically talking to myself, but talking to whoever else is at this point having interest in listening to me, that when I hear all these things, what I'm hearing is my own self. What I'm hearing is my self, my flesh telling me, thinking about all the stuff that I don't want. Where my focus is, kind of like when you're on a diet and all you can think about is eating the things that you're not supposed to be eating. Same thing. I can't, I keep on focusing on the things that I don't want. I keep on focusing on, this is probably not going to work out. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. I'm thinking about all of the negative. I spend my time other times of the day being excited or whatever, and when I get to getting ready to do the things that I'm wanting to do, whether it be listing things or whatever I need to do for my business or writing goals, whatever, I start thinking about all the things that I don't want. I start thinking about the things that I'm thinking are going to go wrong. I'm thinking before I'm ready to list something on Amazon that, what if this doesn't sell, or almost pretty much talking myself out of it, like not wanting to do it. I heard Grant Cardone, one of the things that he says is, like, before you're getting ready to make a phone call, to make a cold call, to call somebody, or to do something that's on an action list that you need to do to accomplish a goal, is to not think about it. And that was like huge for me. Although I haven't been doing a very good job at practicing it, I know that to be true, because I'm a thinker, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't end up doing whatever it is that I was supposed to do, because I think myself right out of it. Next thing I know, then I got to go get something to drink. Then I got to go to the bathroom. Then I got to do whatever. And I come up with all these different things that I got to do that end up just completely talking me out of doing the thing that I needed to do. And so anyway, that's kind of the point of this whole thing, is me starting to make some videos to talk to myself and encourage some other people, as you can see how I'm going through this, see the things that I'm, give more specifics of how this is going and the motivation of it, and the, attaining things as I go. Because I think it's helpful, for someone to go and decide, hey, I'm going to put in a 6-month notice at my work with the intention of I'm going to be on my own after that period of time, without anything actually established yet for me to do that. Because essentially I don't have anything established yet. I'm completely just going off of somehow I'm going to make this work between now and the end of the year, so that I will be able to be on my own. And it's really taking a risk and taking a lot of trust that I can make it happen. But I think that's part of it. It's the burning the boats, burning the bridges, whatever you want to call it, so that I don't have a way out. Because I am I'm determined that no matter what, I'm going to make this happen somehow. And so that's pretty much the gist of this. And that's it for now.